Welcome to the Zix TV. I am the Zix, and we're going to be having a look at a Block Tech set. Block Tech. Galactic Wars Galaxy Station with 435 blocks pieces. This set is a piece of work. There is quite a lot going on here. At first glance, it doesn't look too bad. We got ourselves a nice looking base over here, space station type thing. We got Spaceship and whatever this is behind it. But there is quite a bit going on here in the piece count padding department. What did I say? 435 pieces. We have a lot of those annoying little squares put to use here throughout all of our different models here. We have a lot of those annoying little squares, and also one by two plates stacked on top of each other where a brick would have sufficed. So based on my experience, I'm going to say that this stuff could have been made with half as many parts as we get here. We get a lot of small parts that are used to construct what the bigger plates and bricks could have been used to do. Let's have a look at the back of the box here. We got our galactic station, a galactic crane, an astronaut, a platform, and a spaceship. The platform really doesn't qualify as a model to make. It looks very simple. We got our spaceship. These are the same pictures used on the front. So it's the exact same. You look at the back of the box to see a different angle, or a different shot, so that you can see some of the detail and stuff. Well, it's the exact same picture, just reused. And there it is. So we're going to explore this train wreck and savor this turd and find out what's going on here in a moment. And here it is. Here are our stuff here. We get 5 minifigures. One of them's in the spaceship, and these are the newer style of Block Tech minifigure that, in my opinion, not quite as good as the older style. We're gonna have a look at the minifigures and all the details in a moment, so stay tuned for that. Now we got piece count padding, and that's where you use small pieces in the place of big pieces. We've explored this in other Block Tech sets. Just want to go over it again. Use a lot of small parts. So instead of using a 1x1 brick, you would use some 1x1s, those little squares, 1x1 plates, and stack them on top of each other to form the shape of a brick. A lot of that stuff going on here, and all 3 of these. Let's have a look at the base first. This is where a lot of the piece count padding goes on, and let's see if I can show the back. Now we got these pillars in the back, but those are not pillars. They're built on these slopey slopes on the ground here, and it's not a 2x3. It's 2 1x3s next to each other, of course. And then we stack all these plates all these 1x2 white plates. So hopefully we can see that those are just a bunch of plates stacked on to form the pillars, all three of the pillars in the back here. See if I can hold it without dropping it. We got just tons of so you get a lot of pieces, yes, but you get a lot of the same type of piece. And not sure what's going on here on the sides with these black parts, but we got the parts here. Instead of a brick, we got three plates on top of each other. 3 plates on top of each other to form what would ordinarily you just plunk a brick in there. Now, a note about Block Tech sets and parts and stuff. The pieces have really good clutch grabbing power, much better than Legos. It takes some effort to get them onto each other, and it takes some effort to pull them off of each other. And this makes for some good durability. You can do some things here that you wouldn't be able to do with Legos because the Legos would fall apart too easily. So there's plus and minus. There's positive and negatives to it. It takes more effort to get to your result, but it's going to be more durable. Just wanted to mention that the parts in general have really good grabbing power. So instead of just one base plate, we've got 4, and they are precariously held together by these black pieces on the side here. It goes on an angle, and we can see where the 2 plates are connecting, and that's what's holding this section onto this section. And then in the middle we've got our little power core there. I have to say that's pretty nicely done. It's nice to see some nice transparent stuff, and that is all that is holding the 2 large base plates together. And then on the other side we got the same. So it's very precarious construction here, and you might have noticed something else on the side here. What is all these slopey slopes? You need to build underneath it to strengthen it up, because you can take this and even with the superior grabbing power, you can mess it up. And I've actually gotten it loose. You can actually pull these parts out. I've actually been able to get it loose. So we got some pretty good grabbing power there. But let's see if I can reassemble this real quick here. Poor design. Good grabbing power, but poor design. You need the underside slopey slopes to help lock everything down and make it more stable. And you need to put something there and here to lock it down to this black part that's here. Just mentioning that. We got a little control station in the back, and there are no stickers. There's no print. We got a chair where you can sit a minifigure and a little lever, one of these nice little levers. That's an old Best Lock invention with the little lever in a ball joint, and then in a socket, and it fits very tightly. It can't flop around. But it'd be nice to. This is where you can use your extra Lego stickers to have some detail, and this would be a view screen, and maybe some view screens over here on this curvy-wurvy part in the back there. Something to give it some content, something to give it to some substance. As it is, it looks very plain. And you might say, well, you got to use your imagination. You got to use your imagination and imagine that there's control consoles there. Okay, let's set this aside for a moment. I just used my imagination and imagined an entire better base. How about that? Yeah. I'd like to see some control consoles and stuff. We got a radar arrays on top. We got some hinges off to the side there, and you can angle these radar devices. And the one on the middle, I'm trying to grab this without breaking it, is on the style of hinge that Block Tech likes to use. We got the part with the clippy clips on it. That's really nice. And then the more standard style of Lego plate with the bar attached, and they grab, the clippy clips grab on there really tightly. You attach your radar on there as such. So we got a lot of piece count padding and some just lackluster design here. And what else? I'm not sure what these areas off to the side are. You should put something there, a control console, something for, so you can put a guy there and have him doing something. And we have our power core in the middle there with these I think these are Mega Bloks pieces that are being repurposed here in black. And we have yellow, and then we have orange and blue, so a whole bunch of different colors of transparent stuff, just all bunched together here. These yellow ones are interesting because they're tubes, and it fits on. This is a round plate, and then we have another round plate stuck upside down on it. It builds both ways, and then you put the round brick on there, and this underside piece on top. So those are interesting pieces to have. You can build both ways off of it. We have some lights up front. And these clippy clips, much taller than Lego ones. Or I don't know, maybe it's comparable to what Lego's doing nowadays. Lego came out with a new style. The old style was very stumpy, and the clippy clip was just sticking up just a little bit from the tile part there. And Lego is now doing parts, yeah, I'd say Lego's doing parts like this. Anyway, sticks up a bit more. What else? I like these nice transparent green parts there. They're used back here for some kind of indicator lights, and some back here. We got the blue ones. It's not terrible. It needs some work. It needs some strengthening of the slope section over here. And in the back, you could just use one of those Lego pillar pieces. You know, they have wall pieces, and you could just use one of those. I reviewed a different Block Tech set that had the 2x1 pillars. You just use those instead of all these little plates that we have to stack on top of each other. It's very redundant. It's very what's the word I'm looking for? It's tedious to build this, to build it up, or you could just put one of those pillars there instead. Let's we've seen everything here. Let's move on to something else. Here is the spaceship, and we get a pretty blue, dark blue. Where's that light blue? It looks kind of darker than the other ones. It's a dark blue canopy part. And whenever you get, I haven't mentioned this before, but whenever you get one of these pretty transparent pieces in a Block Tech set, it is wrapped in its own. It's carefully wrapped in its own little wrapper. You have to open that up to get it out. And every time, it already does have some scratches and some wear on it. I don't know if we can see that, but maybe I'll have a closer look and show it to you. They take such care to wrap these in a separate little plastic wrapper, and every time the little window, or the transparent window, always has some scratches or some kind of wear already on it, probably because it was sitting in a bin full of other parts just like it, and they scrape against each other before the parts were added to the set. Anyway, we get some nice transparent slopey slopes in the back. That's different. It's like something Mega Blocks would do. Have just something really different like this. That's nice. The overall construction it's okay, I suppose. It's lacking in some areas. We got a whole bunch of these yellow ones used, where you could just use a 2x4 slopey slope, and I don't know why that has to slope down. We got some very unusual angles, and we got the black slopes going down into there, and it's just very scatterbrained to me. About this part in the back makes sense. We got this piece here, and that's all one part. Yeah. So going up to the back there, you got part with the grills, and you can barely fit your guy in there. And well, I think we have some missing parts. Let's see. Take this off. Alright, there's a little slope, transparent slope in there. It only had, the set only had one of those yellow, one of those things. So, and it came with these extra parts. So in addition to a whole bunch of these little 1x2s, we actually get extra ones, and it also came with this piece here, which is a little plate with the peg on top. Don't know how well we can see that in the transparent yellow. That part isn't even used in this set. There's no place that uses a part like that. So I got the wrong part. We got some extra little squares, we got some extra little levers, and an extra head. I can finally show you the smiley face on these guys, if I can get them facing the right direction. There we go. Because their helmets cover up their smiley face. Let's move on. We got a section in the front here. We can hinge this down. We got this section in the front. Hopefully we can see that's plates stacked on plates. So we got a 2x4 and then a whole bunch of those little squares stacked on top of it. 8 squares, because a 2x4 has 8 pegs sticking up. 8 of those little squares all lined up, and then another one on top of it. You might as well have just used a black brick. And then we got these special ones with the slopey part. And this front part is precariously attached underneath. Well, actually it seems oh, there we go. Oh, and one of them has writing on it, so we can see the breaks between the parts, and all those little squares put in there to pad out our piece count. Okay, alright. Then we got 2 little squares on top where a 1x2 tile would have done. What else have we got? We got these railings. I think they took that's a Mega Bloks part. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, this is also a Mega Bloks part. They just changed the color. They repurposed it and changed the color. So they're taking stuff from Mega Bloks, old Mega Bloks parts and old Best Lock parts, and repurposing them in pretty good plastic on the hull. We got our laser cannons up front, and that's attached to a Technic connector that fits loosely into this. Oop! I wanted to take the whole thing off. Here it is. It fits. If you fit it in all the way, it's going to be sticking out in the back, and then the back of it is up against another piece, so that pushes it out. So there's that odd part. Put our laser cannon back on there, and it's a laser cannon, so it should be tipped with a transparent one. But we got the transparent red ones here in the back to be like a flame or something. Is that the engine? But we also got an engine here, so that's odd. Why don't we have another transparent red thing there? And there is our underside. We have our hinge parts just sitting there. You can probably pull it right off. Although the grabbing power is pretty good on the parts. So we can angle it, I guess, for a different look. Can't angle it too far. That might work. And it's like other Block Tech spaceship designs, where you can angle the wings and stuff. Overall, not terrible, but also it's just weird. It's got a whole bunch of weird slopes going in different directions, and a lot of confusing stuff. The overall, especially on the wings, it's very confusing. And there is is that on there all the way? I didn't get that on there all the way. There. And it's open on the side. Let's have a look at the Galactic crane. Here is the Galactic crane. It's not just a crane, it's a Galactic crane. And this has yet more piece padding in various places. We've got, we got a bunch of singles, and we can see the ridges between them. And you use a 2x4 slopey slope got some more lights. We got a little grill, and then our arm is attached with the little clippy clips on the little bars, so you can angle it out like that, or bring it further in, bring it in tighter. That's pretty cool. Well, however, we got all these little squares here, and this is a different type of little square. It doesn't have the peg on top. They're little tiles, and they do give you a 2x2 tile here that is holding this section, holding these two parts together. We get some grills, and then we have to put all these little tiles here. Is that supposed to be a solar panel? Then use one of these and give us a sticker that looks like a solar panel. We got more of this going on the top, and of course on the other side we got more. And this side is a bit different. We got some hoses, and some more lights. There we go. So I guess you can take this and plug it in somewhere to your spaceship and refuel it or something. And we got some of the lights, and these lights up here, and the crane. It's a simple device. We got same thing as always. We got the piece with the clippy clips grabbing on the little bars. And string. Fun with string. I have to say, we do get enough string. We tie it onto here. We do get enough, and then we tie it onto here, and the hole is very tiny, so it's really difficult to fit that string through there, but somehow I got it. Usually I'm not able to fit this thickness of string through a tiny hole like that, but somehow I got it and tied it off. Double knot. And that is pretty much it for this set. There's our crane. I'm not sure how functional it is. How would it grab onto your spaceship? Shouldn't we have some cargo that we can hoist, and then what will you do with it? A crane, a Lego crane, is usually on a turntable, so you can move it around and reposition it, and then put the cargo down someplace else, and yeah. So you get what I'm saying there. You know, put it on a turntable so we can move it around, position it off to the side, put our cargo down, etc. Yeah. Finally, we got these two parts that are just used to make a galactic platform. Everything's galactic in this set. We have another look at the box here. Galactic station, galactic crane. It doesn't say galactic spaceship. Okay. Well, only two things are galactic, but they're very galactic. This is a very galactic set. And there is our platform. There. I guess you could put your minifigures on there. It's a place to put your minifigures. Speaking of minifigures, we're going to have a look at these guys in a moment. Here is our smiling alien from the Alien Invasion set. and I don't know why he's here. He's so happy. Maybe these aliens are invading to bring peace and happiness to Earth. One could only hope that aliens would invade and bring peace and happiness. Earthlings, we have invaded your planet because we have observed your internet and how you treat each other, how you yell at each other, how you debate things, and how you behave like morons. We are here to bring peace and happiness. We're happy. We're here to bring happiness to you. The gift of happiness from the stars. Happiness for all Earthlings. Be happy. Don't worry. Here he is. We got the new style of Block Tech minifig with the weird legs here. We got the weird body there. And just don't like it as much as the other Block Tech sets that I got in a different style. Different style. We have the same style of arms. We have to install all of this and assemble these figs, and we have a little ball joint there that gives a little bit range of movement, although he can't really bend at the elbow like normal Lego minifigures, so it's a bit odd. Speaking of the hand, that'd be really hard to get a tool in there. You'd have to slide it down into there. Here's our happy alien. I like him. He's cool. And we get 4 of, I believe these are all the same astronaut style. There we go. So one guy's in the ship. We get these 2 guys, and here's this guy. And he's wearing a t-shirt like the Zix would. This should be all white because he should be in a space suit, and he'd be wearing gloves because he's out in space. I've covered that in other Block Tech space reviews, and I also don't like the Mars mission style visor. I think it should be like a pretty transparent color or something, even just clear. You know, the clear, transparent clear would be good so we can see him. This just looks weird to me. I was not a fan of Lego Mars Mission. The astronauts did not look cool to me. In addition, here's a look at the extra parts, and there's the smiley face on these guys. We get an extra head, or I did in this set. And there's that extra little square in place of the little slope part that I should have gotten. That part is not used anywhere in the set. We get some extra parts there. And here's a look at our instructions. And this pretty much says it all. Oh, and also, in addition to this, where you just stack these plates, where you could have just used a brick. Right there. Right here, where you could have just used a 2x1 plate, we have to put all these little squares next to each other. So wherever you would have normally used just an ordinary 2x1 plate, we got it again over here. They used the little squares, the little 1x1 squares next to each other. In addition to, instead of just using a wall piece, we have to stack all these parts. There's Galactic Station. Galactic, oh, it doesn't say Galactic. Galactic Spaceship. Galactic Crane. I think I've covered all of the piece padding. It's rampant throughout the set. Galactic Platform. 2 pieces. Wow. As much as I have ridiculed this set for some odd stuff, some stuff that doesn't look good to me, and the piece count padding throughout, I actually kind of like it. It's not bad, not terrible, not as bad as some other Block Tech sets. The base is all right. You know, it could use some modification. Use some stickers on, you know, give some detail. I'm not sure what good the crane is for. The spaceship could use some modification. But that's par for the course in Block Tech, in my experience. All of it could use some good modification. It's not terrible, but we do have an awful lot of piece count padding, and I guess because the stuff that we're building is big, it has to use a lot of parts. Is that the mentality behind it? Well, that's not necessarily true. If you can build the same thing with fewer parts and better quality, that's much better. One thing I'd like to say about these Block Tech space sets. We've seen the other ones, and they tend to have a lot of different models in them, like we have here. We got this one, this one, this one. Instead of having a bunch of different stuff, why don't you make a set that has one really good model, one really good, well-designed model, a spaceship, for example, one really good, well-designed spaceship, instead of all these different things. And then this thing, which doesn't really serve any purpose. Or one really good, well-designed base, instead of a base and a spaceship and a crane. How about one really nicely designed, durable, well thought out base with multiple workstations for our guys, and of course graphics for the control consoles and stuff. You know, those are just my thoughts after seeing a few of these Block Tech sets, and it reminds me of what Best Lock used to do. You get a big box like this. And it'll say on the box, build everything you see at once. Yeah, well, everything I'm looking at looks like crap. 5 turds do not equal a diamond. 1 diamond. So while the parts quality is good, and the plastic quality is good overall, and the grabbing power of the stuff is really good, the model design, as usual, is lacking. The person who designed this stuff is just throwing this stuff together. I like to see some really well thought out model design, and I doubt I'm ever going to see it in a Block Tech set. But on the same token, I think that we need Block Tech, because it makes everything else look so much better. It puts things into perspective. We've got some really weird model design here, and it makes all the rest of the brands look so much better. This is the new Best Lock. Used to be Lego at the top, and then Mega Bloks, and then Best Lock at the bottom. During the 2000s, I think there were a few other brands, but they didn't last very long. Those were the big three during the 2000s for me. I'm pretty sure that Best Lock isn't in business anymore, but Block Tech is the new Best Lock at the bottom of the totem pole. We got Lego at the top there, and Mega Bloks is really close to the top, everything else in between, and Block Tech at the bottom here. And it puts everything else into perspective. So the next time you get a Lego set and you're thinking, it actually kind of sucks, it could have been better. Well, could be a Block Tech set, could be worse. That's what I'm saying here. And we've had a good once over, good look at this turd here, this majestic train wreck that it is, and I hope that helps you as it has helped me to enjoy the really good quality stuff a lot better. So that's why I say that we need Block Tech. We need stuff like this. We need some poor quality model design to help us, to teach us, to keep us honest. I guess that's what I'm saying here. To keep us honest and remind us. We need to be reminded that Lego is extremely powerful quality, and Mega Bloks too, and other stuff, really good quality in comparison to this. In terms of the overall model design, the parts design is pretty good, but your parts are only as good as your model design. So my advice would be to take all this apart, and then build a really well thought out spaceship of your own design, or maybe I'll do that with my Block Tech sets, and get them all together, get all the parts together, and build a really nice spaceship or a base that's really well thought out. Get out some of my extra Lego stickers, whatever I have available, and dress it up really good with some nice computer console graphics and stuff, and make a Block Tech mock, a really nice big decently sized spaceship or a base that is good and well thought out with all these parts, and from other Block Tech sets that I've reviewed as well. But that is the review of this set for now. We get some nice parts, but we do get a lot of those annoying little squares, and a lot of these annoying little 1x2 plates in white. Piece count padding. That is my review of the Block Tech Galactic Wars Galaxy Station. It's a galactic set. Thank you for watching.